Hey there, Jerbears. I'm Jorkin it. And by Jorkin, I mean making. And by it, let's just say I mean a Nintendo Direct June 2024 bingo card. As you may have seen on the Twitter sphere or the Reddit sphere or any other spheres where you get your gaming news from, Nintendo has officially announced and acknowledged that there will be a Switch successor. Now, just because Nintendo has acknowledged that the Switch successor is a real thing doesn't mean they're going to be talking about it anytime soon. In fact, Nintendo went out of their way to talk about how, hey, we have a Direct coming up in June, but we're not going to be talking about the Switch successor at all, which is fine, I guess. I would have rather had them say this than have everybody hype up the next Direct and think, oh my god, the Switch 2 is gonna be there, they're gonna have a trailer, they're gonna do everything possible. I know some people are gonna feel kind of burnt that Nintendo would just go ahead and be like, hey, the Switch successor is a real thing, but we're not gonna talk about it yet. But I do think this is probably for the best, as if they went ahead and said, hey, yep, the Switch successor is a real thing, that's all the information we can give you leading up into the June 2024 Direct. Essentially what would be their E3 Direct, if you guys still remember E3. A lot of people have probably been expecting to see the Nintendo Switch successor at the actual Direct. So with them saying, hey, we're not going to be talking about anything Nintendo Switch successor or Nintendo Switch 2 or Super Nintendo Switch at the next June 2024 Direct, I have put it upon myself to make a bingo card for what exactly what we should be expecting from the June 2024 Nintendo Direct. As you can see here, I titled it, Hey There Jeremy's Extremely Prophetic Bingo Card for the Nintendo Direct happening in June 2024, just in case there was any confusion as to what this bingo card was for. I have a list of items, 25 to be exact, because I had to look up how many things were on a bingo card. Cool. Yeah, there's okay. I was right. I have a list of 25 items that I do believe we will be seeing at the Nintendo Direct in June 2024. Some of these are going to be pretty safe bets, but some of them will also be pretty out there. And you know what? I'm willing to take that risk for you guys. I'm willing to call out Nintendo and expose my insider leaks at Nintendo's company just to show you guys I know all about bingo. I know all about Nintendo. And obviously, like all great bingo players will tell you, you have to know where you're going to list your numbers. I don't get it. I don't know if you choose your own tiles and numbers in bingo, but I'm assuming you will. But I'm assuming you do. So, whatever the rules of bingo are, I'm ignoring them completely. We're just gonna go into it, okay? Before I so quickly expose to you, Jerbears, that I don't know anything about bingo, I was gonna talk about how you had to choose your own numbers and you had to place them in just the right spots. I don't know anything about bingo, but I will talk to you about what I'm doing here, okay? If you take a look at my bingo card right here, you will see in these outer rims, this is probably where you're gonna get your bingo the quickest. This is probably the easiest bingo possible for an aspiring bingoneer, but what I will be doing is on the insides, which is obviously where the toughest things go. Yeah, it's where the toughest things are gonna go. Yeah, that's it. So let's start off with my very first tough bingo prediction, and that is going to be holy crap, my font is so large. I'm so sorry for this. Okay, where was I? Metroid Prime 4 is the one last thing. I know what you're saying. Oh, Jeremy, this is a pretty safe bet. And yes, it is a pretty safe bet. But at the same time, it's not. We haven't heard of Metroid Prime 4 for a long time. I think the last time we heard about it was that they were restarting development on it. So Is this really a given for this direct? I don't know. I don't think so. This is the part where I'll put up, gameplay of Metroid Prime 4 if I had it. I think Metroid Prime 4 is probably going to be their last game shown. They'll be like, hey, we hope you've been enjoying everything. Also, here's one last thing. Ding, ding, ding. Or however the Metroid Prime theme goes. And then everybody will freak out because the game will actually look so beautiful. It'll look so graphically intensive that people will be like, oh my god, this is a Switch successor game. This is a Switch successor game. I think that Metroid Prime 4 at this point is going to be a cross-generation game. I think they've simply taken a lot of time with Metroid Prime 4, especially with how they were, hey, this is going to be for the Nintendo Switch. They're probably going to have to move it over to Nintendo Switch successor. And granted, it is not a, Mario or a Zelda or another thing. But I think Metroid is probably the next best bet for a potential system seller, depending on how good Metroid Prime 4 actually looks. And quite frankly, how good the successor looks. But yeah, so first thing on the list, Metroid Prime 4 is the one last thing. I think that's a pretty good lock. I think that's pretty much a guarantee at this point. But I'm putting it as the inside hard tier because nothing's ever promised in this world, you know what I mean? So, to go alongside this brave theory of mine, my next prediction will be that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are releasing still. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Hey, that's a really good idea, Jeremy. You're really smart. You should work on Nintendo. Yes, it's true. But I wouldn't be able to make YouTube videos. So think about that. Think about that. I do think Metroid Prime 2 and 3 have been remastered by Nintendo. I'm sure they are probably just sitting on them. It seems like a lot of times with these, leaks and these rumors and these speculative videos, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are usually lumped in as games that are finished, and then Nintendo's just waiting to release them. Reminds me of Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD, because those are two games that a lot of people are saying, hey, Nintendo has these pretty much in their backlog, pretty much done, ready to go, and they're ready to release them at any time. I don't know what Nintendo's strategy is with that. I'm assuming they're just doing it to fill out lulls in the space of time that the Nintendo Switch might be out. But if that's the case, I feel like there have been a few opportunities where they could have brought out a banger and be like, hey, here we go, but maybe they're just being more strategic about it. Maybe they're gonna release Metroid Prime 2 and 3 to build up more hype for Metroid Prime 4, and then maybe they'll talk about Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD when they talk about the next Zelda game. I don't know. But yeah, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 still releasing. That is my second item on my bingo card. Hopefully comes into fruition, because I would absolutely love to play Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Would probably give me a reason to boot up Metroid Prime 1. About that game, first day it came out on the Switch, and I have yet to touch it. Next item that we're going to have on our bingo card, and we are still sticking with the inner circle right here, because this one's also another hard hitter. Nintendo Switch Online update. Platforms ', or huge game '. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory on this one, I would hope. But yes, Nintendo Switch Online update. Maybe platforms are in the wings for, an update. I don't. There's a part of me that wants to be optimistic and say, hey, I don't think they'll raise the price. I don't think it'll be a new tier. Maybe they'll just lump it in with the current tiers that we have. But I don't know. I'm kind of afraid. I'm kind of scared. But if not platforms, I do hope there are nice new games announced for Nintendo Switch Online. I know recently we had Super Mario Land announced for the Game Boy Color NSO package. But I do think they could still bring out a lot more from the SNES N64 days and, you know, just push those out as like, hey, here's some more things to incentivize you if you don't already have Nintendo Switch Online. Now, in terms of what those games could be, I have no idea since I've never really dove deep into the retro libraries of the N64, the SNES, or the NES, and quite frankly, I only really know about the big titles like Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and you know, those big titles Nintendo's already moved over. So unless there's something that I've completely forgotten or that people are, you know, clamoring for and I'm just completely ignorant to it, I really hope that they announce something for the Direct for Nintendo Switch Online. My first easy guess of the Nintendo Direct June 2024 bingo card is One Last Miracle Port. This one's kind of an easy one, but also it is kind of a hard one. I'm very good at explaining things. I think the Nintendo Switch just has one more trick up its sleeve, and I don't exactly know what that port would actually be. I don't really see Nintendo pulling out a huge, you know, miracle port, you know, for any game that was released this current generation, meaning the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, in case you've forgotten that that was the current generation. Now, I don't know what these miracle ports could be, but what I'm personally hoping for is something like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which quite frankly wouldn't even be that big of a miracle because it was already running on the Wii U. And maybe GTA 4 or GTA 5. I would not hate to see a full GTA game on the Nintendo Switch before we give it its last hurrah, because, you know, the trilogy port is good, I guess, but quite frankly, it is our only option when it comes to GTA games on the Nintendo Switch, so it would be nice to have more options in the end. Next item we have is going to be another easy one, but I'm thinking that there is going to be a big game Shadow Drop. I don't really remember the last game that Shadow Drop during a Nintendo Direct was. Part of me believes that it was probably just an indie game. Granted, it would probably have been a really good indie game, but I think it would be nice to see a big game drop, something from a AAA developer, whoever it may be, the day and date of the actual Nintendo Direct. Alright, this next item is gonna be something that I will put down as an easy guess, but I'm guessing that Fire Emblem will be there. The main reason I'm calling out Fire Emblem is mostly because there's been a lot of rumor and speculation about the genealogy of the Holy War remake coming out soon. I also feel like we're pretty set for a Fire Emblem game. Engage sort of dropped, and that was kind of it. I didn't really hear much about Engage. I didn't see much about Engage, which is kind of unfortunate because I really enjoyed Three Houses, but then Engage sort of just came and released and fizzled out to me. I don't know, maybe that was my fault, but yeah, I think a new Fire Emblem would be great. If not the genealogy of the Holy War remake, something entirely new. I would take anything. Let's go back into the inner circle. Well, I will now say another F word, F-Zero. I think F-Zero will show up somehow, some way. Be it a Mii costume, be it a Nintendo Switch Online sizzle reel. I think F-Zero will be there. Yes, I think F-Zero will be there. Next easy guess I have is an out of left field game update. Really, I've sort of just been banking on another game update for any one of Nintendo's games that they had updates for a long time. Really, the only thing I'm pulling from in this scenario is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But even then, that was like a one-time thing. But you never know. Maybe as the Nintendo Switch is dying on its deathbed, Nintendo decides, hey, you know what? We should give it some new life to some older games. What that game could be, I have no idea. Obviously, the optimist in me would absolutely love it if they would eventually update Animal Crossing New Horizons one more time, but I think they're pretty much done with New Horizons and they're probably just focusing on the next Animal Crossing game. But yeah, I think there will be an out of left field game update, game that people probably still play now and then, but haven't really considered to get an update anytime soon or ever again at this point. I'm going to say another F word. Fallout. Maybe it's because I just watched the Fallout TV show and I actually really enjoyed it. Maybe it's because I've been wanting to stream Fallout New Vegas. Maybe it's because I have faith that Xbox will do something smart for once. But I'm really hoping that a Fallout game appears on the Nintendo Switch before we are actually done with the platform. I know that Bethesda loves to re-release Skyrim, but I think they should give Fallout a chance, especially Fallout on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm not asking for Fallout 4 or anything like that, because I know some people are going to say, oh, that would be too hard, they would be making too many compromises and things like that. Totally understand. But Fallout 3, and especially Fallout New Vegas, are considered classics for a reason, and I think the Nintendo Switch would be the perfect home for those games. Now, let's bring it back to the out of left field game update for a moment, and let's give this a companion piece, DLC update for an existing game. Did I spell existing right? Existing. So yeah, I think there will be a DLC update for an existing game. Now, this game may be old, it may be new. Hopefully it's a good game that I have. But what I would absolutely love to see is a Tears of the Kingdom DLC update, even though I haven't finished it. But yeah, any kind of DLC would be fun, especially if it's substantial and it adds a lot to the current game. Most of Nintendo's DLC offerings have been pretty solid so far, and I think if they were to pull out another game and put DLC onto it, that should be pretty good too. I'm gonna put this one in the top corner because I think this one is unfortunately a given, but I think there will be a cloud game. And I'm not talking Final Fantasy. I wish I was. But yeah, I do think there will be a few more cloud games on the Nintendo Switch platform before it officially bows its head goodbye. And especially because I think maybe some third-party developers might actually realize that, hey, the Nintendo Switch successor is going to be powerful enough to run our games natively, so why don't we just put out a cloud version for right now, get some people interested in talking about the Nintendo Switch version, or rather, the cloud version, have them yearning for a native version, and then deliver it to them when the Nintendo Switch successor drops. Therefore, we are the heroes because we started to commit the crime in the first place. I don't know what the cloud game could be. It could definitely be a big game that we currently have. I'm really hoping it's not Tekken 8 or anything. There have definitely been a lot of random games that I feel like were cloud ported to the Nintendo Switch before. Things like the Forgotten City, I completely forgot about. And also the Kingdom Hearts collection, which were all cloud games, despite the fact that many, if not most of them, would have probably been fine running on the Nintendo Switch natively. Next up, I have something related to Amiibo. So yeah, it's been a while since anything related to Amiibo has shown up, which is kind of unfortunate because I really did enjoy having Amiibo around, especially when I used to actually buy them. I think we will be hearing something about Amiibos, whether it be like, hey, we're restocking some of these figures, or hey, here are some new figures. Probably the former, more than likely. But I do think Amiibos were a cool idea by Nintendo, and if they are going to be moving that over to the Nintendo Switch successor, I'm assuming they'll probably have something that'll incentivize people to still buy Amiibos and, keep using them. Next thing I have, which is going to be right here inside the inner jerkle, will be big third-party company console exclusive. Now, in terms of companies, I can see giving Nintendo a exclusive at this point in time of the Switch's lifetime. I feel like we can rely on Square Enix and Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft is a little bit more likely, especially since their past collaborations on Mario and Rabbids, and although it wasn't a console exclusive, Starlink did have console exclusive features. But yeah, I'm really hoping for a nice big Nintendo Switch console exclusive from a third-party company, because I love first-party Nintendo games, but it was always nice to see a third-party every now and then. Though, as much as I like this idea, I do think that any developers that are currently developing for the Nintendo Switch, especially with the mindset of making a exclusive for the Nintendo Switch, are probably just gonna transition over to the Nintendo Switch successor and hold out their games for when that's announced. My penultimate inner Jerkle guess is going to be any kind of hardware, excluding amiibos. So what falls under the hardware umbrella are things like new Joy-Con colorways, new Pro Controller designs, hell, even a whole new Nintendo Switch bundle that comes with a special design Nintendo Switch. This one to me, I would assume is pretty unlikely, especially since Nintendo is probably gearing up to start creating and manufacturing the Nintendo Switch successor, but a man can dream. The next thing I have that's going into the outer Jerkle is going to be Donkey Kong. What more can I say? I do think Donkey Kong is a game franchise that has had a lot of smoke, and where there is smoke, there is increased chances of getting lung cancer. And fire as well, there's fire. So with a lot of the people online talking about a potential 3D remaster or remake of Donkey Kong, I'm hoping that we see Donkey Kong at the June 2024 Nintendo Direct. My next Nintendo Direct assumption is going to be one of my 4 pillars, and this right here is going to be something that's pretty much guaranteed at this point. And if it's not there, the whole Nintendo Direct could be all about the Nintendo Switch successor, and I'd still be upset. Farming Life sim game. Need I say more? I hope I don't need to say more. It's Farming Life sim game. I think there will be a Farming Life sim game at the Nintendo Direct in June 2024. Next guess that we are going to put in as our third pillar for the Nintendo Switch Direct bingo card. We're moving pretty quickly through our pillars, but we need to start supporting our bingo card. Game with working title. Now, this may seem like a troll pick, but it is not. I promise. I do think there will be a game that is very, well, not even early in development, just early in the naming process, shown at the Nintendo Direct. Whether it be from the guys who made Octopath Traveler, the guys who made Triangle Strategy, which are the same guys. I think they'll have something. They'll have a new project, I think. Next item I have relates to Nintendo Switch Online again, and this one is going to be a Nintendo Switch Online 99 type game. I think Nintendo Switch Online is due for another 99 type game. I mean, Tetris 99 has been a huge hit. It's still being played by a lot of people every day, but I think Nintendo Switch Online is due for another 99 type game. Now, what franchise could they make into a 99 type game? I have no idea. They made Mario into a 99 type game, or 35 type game, and then they took it away, so maybe they could just put it back on. I mean, if they put it back on, I think a lot of people would actually be pretty happy with that. But in terms of a whole new game where they can 99ify it, I don't know. I don't know. Pokemon. I don't know. Pokemon Battle Royale. It's the newest thing. Pokemon Battle Royale. Put it out there. Pokemon Battle Royale. Manifest with me, guys, please. Please manifest with me. Pokemon Battle Royale. Who want it? Who want it? Who want it? It's time for my last inner Jerkle guess. And this one's gonna be pretty impossible. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be pretty impossible. Oops. I forgot the word. Yeah. Did I spell successor right? I did. I spelled it right. I spelled successor right. Sorry. Call me dictionary. I know Nintendo said they weren't going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch successor at all during the Nintendo Direct, and 99% they probably aren't going to. Nintendo usually doesn't do any kind of tricky switcheroos at the last minute. Makes you wonder why I put this on my bingo card. But a boy can dream. And I am going to be considering any game that says, hey, we're going to be here for the Nintendo Switch regular and the Nintendo Switch successor. That is acknowledgement of the Nintendo Switch successor. I don't make the rules. I just acknowledge them. Or I just enforce them. Sorry. Next thing we will be hearing from a developer. And I don't mean like a developer talking about a game that they've developed like they do in like the indie world presentations. I mean like a director of the game or like a producer of the game standing in front of the green screen and being like, hey, things aren't going so good, or things are going great, or hey, we're here to announce something new that we're making. Be it Eiji Aonuma talking about like, hey, Tears of the Kingdom did so well, we're gonna be putting DLC out there for it, or Shigeru Miyamoto being like, hey, I'm working on the next mainline 3D Mario game, it's going on the Switch successor. Whatever. I think we will be hearing from a developer who will be talking to us from that green screen with that translator, with that look on their face. My last pillar of our Nintendo Direct June 2024 bingo card: remaster or remake. I think we will be getting a remaster or remake during the Nintendo Direct June 2024 presentation. I don't really know what games they would put over to the Nintendo Switch at this point in time for a remaster or a remake. Maybe they'll talk about like a crazy remake that will for sure be on the successor. Like if they remade like Ocarina of Time, that's for sure going on the successor. Like this'll essentially be like, at that point you can consider this Direct Nintendo. Actually, no. You can consider this June 2024 Direct Nintendo wetting your lips for the lineup of the Nintendo Switch successor. I've been trying really hard not to call it the Nintendo Switch 2, because what if they don't call it just the Nintendo Switch 2? I'm really hoping they do. I think if they went the PlayStation route and they were just like, hey, it's a Nintendo Switch 2, I think people would love it. I think it would sell really well. I think it'd sell a billion consoles, TBH. But if they call it like a Super Nintendo Switch or a new Nintendo Switch, please don't call it the new Nintendo Switch. I'm begging you, Nintendo. Call it Nintendo Switch 2, or don't call it at all. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. Remaster or a remake. I'm thinking they're gonna be remastering something. They're gonna be remaking something. They're gonna be doing something. So whatever it is, I will be eagerly anticipating to pay $10 to $20 more for a game that you would have paid less than for that years ago. I missed something, and now I have to put it into one of the outer jerkle guesses, which, like I said, are things that I'm pretty confident in, but this is not something I'm confident in at all. So I will be putting this still in the outer jerkle, but between us, it's something I don't think will actually happen. But it's gonna be a Star Fox. That's right. Star Fox Zero remaster, maybe. Ooh, I don't know, but I think Star Fox will be there. Mr. Fox, Star Fox McCloud himself, and James McCloud, his dad, I think. I don't know. I don't remember the lore. But yes, I think Star Fox will show up and he'll do his thing. He'll fly, or I don't know. I don't know. And then play Star Fox. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never played it. And I'll never play it, but I've never played it. So maybe Star Fox will be there and he'll be like, hey Jeremy, come play with me. I don't know. Anyways, now that I have caught up with the one that I missed, let's go down the last three, bruh. Penultimate in my outer Jerkle. Well, actually, it's the penultimate. Yeah, penultimate in my outer Jerkle. Right here, are you watching? The Nintendo Direct for June 2024 will be over 42 minutes and 25 seconds. That's right. I'm calling it right here, right now, 6:13 p.m. on May 17th, 2024. I think the Nintendo Direct for June 2024 will be over 42 minutes and 25 seconds. I didn't even bother to look at all the past Nintendo Directs and how long they were. I'm assuming they were all over 40 minutes, but I'm thinking it's going to be over 42 minutes and 25 seconds specifically. And if it's not, this entire Direct could be about the Nintendo Switch 2, and I won't be happy at all. That's right. And then my last item to be in the outer Jerkle, I'm going to put in a Mario sports title. Yeah. This will be a sports title with our favorite Mario men and women and creatures of Mario. I also think that this will 1000 billion% have updates that go into the life of the Nintendo Switch successor. Nintendo will say, hey, here's Mario Sluggers, here's Mario Pickleball, here's Mario Basketball, and also, by the way, we'll be updating with more characters until next year. You know, I think that's what they'll do, but I do think a Mario Sports title is in the books, baby. And that's right. And my last item of the day, the last item that I feel so strongly about, and I'm putting it as my free space because honestly, that's how strongly I feel about it. That's how confident I am that this thing will happen. I'm foregoing my free space because putting this down is essentially a free space in it of itself, if you know what I mean. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Themes, baby. Themes. I think the Nintendo Switch will be going out with the biggest bang, and the biggest bang is gonna be themes. Big bang themes. Big bang theme. Big bang themes. Big bang themes. Big bang themes. I think the Nintendo Switch will finally get more than black and white as a showcase of the theme processing unit that Nintendo Switch successor will obviously have. And I think that's the main reason the Nintendo Switch itself didn't have themes, because it was missing that TPU. Yeah, this concludes my Nintendo Switch Nintendo Direct for June 2024 bingo card. Hopefully this all comes into fruition. Yeah, obviously I'm hoping all of them come true, because these are all really good and really smart, and also really attractive to Nintendo fans everywhere, especially the Farming Life Sim game and the Direct being over 42 minutes and 25 seconds. Dang, this is good. But thanks for watching this video. Please let me know what you think. Oh, one other thing. I think that we'll see Dragon Quest III HD. I really hope so. I want to play it so bad. I hope we get to see that game. But anyways, thanks for watching my video about the Nintendo Switch Nintendo Direct happening in June 2024. I hope that this has inspired you to start thinking about the potentials of what Nintendo may be doing in the future. Next month. Ooh, you know? But yeah, please let me know what you think about my bingo card. If you think it's stupid, let me know in the comments below, but be kind about it. I'm very sensitive. If you think it's the greatest thing in the world, let me know. Worship me. compliments don't really penetrate, so I need you to really be descriptive about what you love about it. And yeah, if you have your own bingo card, please let me know in the comments section below. You can just list things down, 25 or 24, because I did use up my free space, but whatever. I'm looking forward to reading whatever you guys have to say about the Nintendo Direct for next month and your predictions going into it. Alright, I'll be seeing you, Jer Bears. Bye-bye!